This is Anaiis, Patreon Sage on YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning into my channel. Welcome, welcome if you are new, and welcome, welcome if you are returning. I appreciate your sharing your time with me, and I do ask you to please like, share, and comment if the reading resonates for you to be part of helping me grow my online community through my YouTube channel and my Patreon page. I don't do much on Twitter or on Facebook for many reasons, but I appreciate people stopping by my Patreon page, and I can also be reached on LinkedIn. So, where are we? It is Friday the 13th, 2019, and we're in such a beautiful and dynamic space as we're rolling into these full moon energies of this moon in Pisces. I have my moon in Pisces, so this energy is feeling very, very yummy to me. Intense, the way I like intensity. It's feeling very embodied, it's feeling very sensual, it's feeling very loving and inspiring, and just like a wonderful, wonderful flow. So we do have a reading for the Sacred Union Collective, the TwinFlame Collective, and we're going to go into some things. This is going to be a longer reading. I don't think I'm going to do an extended. If you watched my recent short video around the kings and queens that evolved to the emperors and empresses, you know I was talking about energetic archetypes that we've lived with for a very long time. And those energetic archetypes are very much a part of what we're awakening from. So I'm going to take my time and go through it carefully, because in these full moon energies we have an opportunity to come into a much bigger space of consciousness and bigger love and bigger capacity to co-create and deeper connections with Source and with the planetary being, the consciousness of Gaia. So, I'm going to begin. Normally I would do these at the end, but I'm going to do these at the beginning of the reading today. We have out the Swan card, which I'm going to try this again. I'm trying to learn how to give you the opportunity to really see the cards. We have the Swan, and this for me is a card that denotes sacred union and balancing and mirroring of the inner union, and balancing and engaging the deep union with Source and within our own divine being and sovereignty. So this is out for coming from Source. And for the Divine Masculine today, we have a wonderful, beautiful, quantum, etheric, big energy, dragon energy, which is having a gorgeous perspective on all of the dynamics of creation. And so, in a sense, the dragon is also an archetype of an energy, and it is a huge energy. And so here we have the Divine Masculine now awakening into this dragon energy and its capacity to really see wherever it focuses its attention throughout creation. So that's a big energy. And this is the energy that masculine energy on planet Earth in the 3D construct has had to reawaken to this level of consciousness. So we have that out for the Divine Masculine. And for the Divine Feminine, we have the Phoenix. Fiery energy rising from the ashes, and at this time, in this full moon in Pisces, this is definitely beautiful, fiery, supportive energy of illuminating everything we need to illuminate within ourselves to come into the full, deep understanding of who we are, united in our masculine and feminine principles, and absolutely connected with and aligned with Source and all of Source co-creation. Now, you're going to hear me say this a lot, and you may get bored of it, but there are new people who are waking up every day, and they'll be looking at this YouTube channel and like, what the heck is going on? So if you have had a couple of days since the last timeline merge that I did a video on, you're being exposed to these levels of energy. And depending on how long you've been on your sacred union journey, your body may be adapting to these energies very well or not. And so that's going to be a unique situation for each and every one of us. And as I mentioned before, I probably in October will be opening up a dream group on my Patreon page because I have been an active dreamer. I call what I do dream yoga. I have done that for decades, and the amazing capacity now of we're aligning our energies and we're able to bring in more and more information from our gigantic meta beings, our multidimensional selves, and a lot of that information is now going to be coming through dream time in a very conscious way. The barriers to that, getting information in that way, have been 95% eliminated. So you're going to be feeling these direct connections happening in your body. And first it may be in dream time, which is a good reason to get acclimated to those dynamics. And then you'll be ready when things start really shifting very quickly in what you perceive of as your external reality. So here we have the Divine Feminine bringing in that energy, which is an absolute match to the dragon. So this is beautiful. This is a result of the most recent timeline merge. And so these are the foundation energies of this reading. Now, we also had a merge from the Colette Baron Reed Animal Oracles deck. We have the Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. Let's see if that, hopefully that's a good view of this card. Beautiful artwork. And then we have the Flamingo Spirit, embrace the in-between. Now, I have never had these two cards ever show up in a reading before. I've been doing these readings now every day for several months, and these cards have never shown up before. And there is a beautiful illustration of twin flame and or sacred union counterparts who are birds of a feather. Their genetics are going to be similar but slightly different in expression. So we have Swan Spirit and we have Flamingo Spirit. And this is a beautiful reflection of the kind of genetic frequency alignments that will happen with twin flame and sacred union. So this is like a 4 level of subtle body energy confirmation of sacred union reading. Now this is in my Mystical Moments Oracle deck. This is the card for me that represents sacred union, twin flame. So today I have 4, actually 6 validations of what has happened with the twin flame energy and sacred union energy since the most recent timeline merge of just a couple of days ago. In time for this full moon energy, for us to ride the energy coming through this full moon portal. All right. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 confirmations here. So now, with that amount of energy behind this reading, that's a lot of energy, then I'm able to go through some more of the understanding about the archetypes that we are becoming liberated from. And an archetype is like a small container of consciousness that has a label on it, and that label comes to be known in a way as the shorthand form, symbolic form of a particular set of energies or frequencies. And we are now very solidly in the age of frequency, and it is frequency that is, and the energies of frequencies that are coming in through source that is doing the work on our DNA and preparing us and perhaps even our physical bodies for the ascension journey that is at hand. All right, so for the divine masculine, as an archetypal energy in this particular reading, we're going to talk about the elephant. And the elephant, for me, in my personal vocabulary of archetypal energy, and you, it's good to take a look at all of these cards and you feel for yourself what is true for you. So for me, we have fire here and fire here. This is a grounded being. And notice that this elephant has a broken tusk. It's been through battle. It's been tested. Now, this elephant for me is an archetypal energy of ancestral memory. And it's ancestral memory that has to do with the San people and the DNA of the San people in Africa. So they are present in this reading. Next, we have the archetypal energy of the nightingale. The nightingale is known for its gorgeous, unique song. So this is representative for me of the archetypal energy of healing sound, beautiful sound, sound that connects us deeply emotionally, and sound that can connect us with all of nature when we hear this song of a nightingale. And if you haven't ever heard the song of a nightingale, I suggest that you Google it, or whatever your search engine may be. I use DuckDuckGo. And look for a recording of the sound of the song of the nightingale. It's beautiful. It's also archetypal energy for free, clear, flowing communication. So here we have for the divine masculine, we have the beautiful ancestral memory of the San people and the legacy of Africa, and we have this beautiful, gorgeous song of clear communication. And then we have out the butterfly, and the butterfly is a beautiful, symbolic, archetypal representation of transformation, of having been born one thing, a caterpillar, and then through a very mysterious process, transforming completely and utterly into a completely different kind of being. So we have this butterfly here. So we have sound and communication and ancestral memory all playing a role in this masculine energy's transformation into awakening. And that brings us to the archetypal energy for the divine masculine energy in this reading. This is the archetype of the Emperor. All right, now if you've looked at my video about the kings and queens and the air signs and the empress and the emperor, you'll understand that this is very significant. Coming out here today on this beautiful full moon, because this is the divine masculine asserting who he is in a much deeper and fuller memory and acceptance of himself in his greatest being that he's able to be today at this time in his own unique awakening journey. Okay. All right. Now over here for the divine feminine, we have the dolphin. This is watery energy, emotional energy, sensual energy, very playful, absolutely loves living and frolicking in community, playing in the deep, beautiful ocean of consciousness where it lives. So for the divine feminine, this is an opportunity to remember who you are in yourself, playful and creative and sensual, with playing in the ocean of consciousness from which your individuated self emerged. Then next we have out the hummingbird, and here again we have a very unique creature of the air. The air is about thoughts, communication. This hummingbird is a very fast-moving bird, and even as it eats, it doesn't keep still. It's beating its wings the entire time, and it's hovering in the air at wherever it's gathering nectar. This is a very high vibrational creature. So we have, in addition to the depth of being able to dive deep into the ocean and also come up through the depths and play and breach and unite two worlds, air and water, here we have another metaphoric archetypal image of the air. So this is the water meeting the air, and the level of communication that happens when these two energies meet is life-changing and earth-changing. So this is you, divine feminine, as you're moving through these full moon energies. This will be resonating for some of you. And now here we then have the unicorn. And the unicorn is an energetic match in this deck to these other huge archetypal energies that are beyond our five senses. They live in an imaginal realm, they live in an energy realm that is deeper in and closer to the core of source and source conscious co-creation. So here we have, in addition to being the phoenix and having the energy of the phoenix rising supporting you, divine feminines, you also have the unicorn. Now the unicorn is a rare, imaginal animal spirit that carries the power of the horse, that is absolutely connected to the spiral of creation. And if you ever would visit England and the British Isles, the unicorn is a very, very powerful symbol in that part of the world. And so for you divine feminines, you may be bringing in this ancestral history into this union, which is that of the British Isles, Scotland, United Kingdom, and of the heart of Gaia living in those British Isles, the heart of her consciousness, while the heart of her physicality lives in Africa. This is beautiful stuff here. So we're each getting an opportunity to tap in to a part of our ancestral archetypal memory matrix, which all of us have access to. So here we have air, water, and spirit. Notice there is no mind here. In these new energies, the ego mind is no longer functional. It's not operational. It's being deleted from the programming because that program is infected, useless, destructive. So here you see we have now an Empress. This means this is a feminine energy who is in a beautiful, loving, co-creative relationship with air, water, earth, and fire as the fifth element of love and spirit. Okay. So I'm going to take you through this slowly because I want you to understand just how powerful this new energy period that we're entering is for you on a personal level and for all of us on a collective level. Okay, so now, right out of the gate, I mean the cards literally fell out of the deck in this order after a very vigorous shuffle. We have the Empress, Justice, the World, the Moon, and the Emperor. I hope you can see these cards. These are beautiful. This is Ethereal Visions by Matt Hughes, these cards. So we have out of the gate 3 major arcana and a divine archetypal couple who have mastered a working relationship with all 4 elements, earth, air, water, and fire. This is incredibly powerful information. And in their archetypal roles, they have we've been up-leveled now. The energy expansion is huge. Here we have a nod, an acknowledgement of the full moon in Pisces energies that we are, literally swimming in our ocean of consciousness. We have this information that we can use to advance our process, to trust it, to go deeper, to release, to let go, to explore, to ask more questions, to receive healing in these full moon energies. So here we have an acknowledgement that this energy is here as an archetype, as a very big container of consciousness. Next we have out Justice. Justice is also an archetype, a very big container of consciousness. It's all about understanding what is just, not from the point of view of victim or rescuer or perpetrator, but what is just in how we enter into any relationship and how we choose to relate with honor, with integrity, with truth, with trust, transparency, and with a realization that if we do harm, we ourselves know that there must be accountability, recognition, compensation, compassion, forgiveness, and grace. Those are just some of the elements of justice. So in these full moon energies, we have justice supporting sacred union. Just breathe in and take that in. That's powerful. And depending on what your social story is and your cultural story, this energy may resonate with you more if you're someone who is into the feminine energies and, looking at the rising of the feminine in terms of craft and the Wiccan and those energies. This card may be very, very impactful for you in this full moon. if you're someone whose social or cultural story is plagued by injustice for centuries, for eons, this card may be very, very much resonating with you, and it may be part of a really beautiful container of consciousness that's going to carry your particular sacred union forward, and the sacred union collective forward as we move into an expression of justice on this planet. 3D planet, 5D planet, justice for sure. And then we have the world. And this is the healing. As we come out of our pain bodies as individuals, as we are able to understand our greater beings, our larger consciousness and selves within the whole scheme of creation, especially in the 5D, then we are now moving into the 5D world as the Empress and the Emperor in union, each bringing their own unique and particular relationships with being able to collaborate with earth, air, water, and fire. Hope you can see these. I'm trying to... Tricky. Okay. Now I will also share with you that the world energy is the balancing central energy of this reading. And in this beautiful sacred union counterpart balance, we have an emperor who has integrated his feminine energy. The moon, he has integrated his feminine self. And that's how the cards are showing up. This is the world in which he is living in, that he has found his way into. And here we have the divine feminine, the Empress, and she has aligned with the beautiful rational energy, emphasizing her ability to communicate with logic and precision and clarity. And so she is a balance. These are very harmonious energies for a union. And we all know we've been working hard to balance our union within and recognizing the divinity and the sovereignty of our own sacred feminine and our own internal divine masculine. Okay, so before I go into more here, I wanted to just really have you appreciate the beautiful transitional and transformational power that we are allowing ourselves to receive using the archetype of the full moon. Now, my question to you is, would we still be receiving the energies on this day if we weren't invested in the cultural story around the meaning of a full moon? So just play with that question and see what answer you come up with. The ascension process has to work with what we have, and a lot of what it has to work with is our own social and cultural stories and our religious stories. It has to work with what we've got in our consciousness. And the whole beauty of the ascension is to open up all the containers of consciousness that we're in that are too small. And there are a lot of them. All right, this is interesting. So now I want to show you that at the bottom of this deck, of course, we have the devil. We have the devil. The devil is still hoping that somehow is going to win this ascension fight. This process it's not going to happen. But the devil, in a way, has to show up for compare and contrast. So this is interesting, and I will just let that be what it is. For those of you who are still unpacking and processing your deep fear, your embedded fears, your ancestral stories, your social stories, your cultural stories that you still have some, maybe carrying some frequencies of fear. Here's the devil showing up for you so that you can have a reaction flare around that. But interestingly, the card after that at the bottom of the deck is the well. So we do have this beautiful wave of consciousness that for me, and the Divine Feminine is sitting here, and she's absolutely, completely engaged and in a sense commanding this wave of consciousness. And this wave is definitely gonna catch up to the devil energy. So that's interesting. All right, that's the bottom of the deck. Okay. So what energies are clarifying the Empress in this reading? First, we have out the Knight of Wands. So this is passion, this is power, this is direction, focus, beautiful moving forward, ready to move into what's new, what's next, what choices, how do I make them? And then we also have the Lovers. So we have the Empress being clarified by sacred sexuality and power, creative power, passion, and we have the Lovers. So that's where part of the feminine energy is being supported and moving into and clarifying and receiving these energies. And then we have, for justice, we have a clarification of the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is the Divine Feminine coming into the justice of the recognition. Ladies, this is you, the recognition of your value and your worth and your love. Being able to be self-sustaining, being able to take care of yourself and your family, if you have one. Being able to be a sustainer of the organic earth, of Gaia, and being someone who moves through the world with a cup full of love as a queen. And this is the justice that we're coming into, Divine Feminines. I hope you can feel it coming. All right? In a way, because it's underneath the devil, just imagine that this beautiful swell of beautiful, creative, watery energy is moving through you. And it's justice coming in to reach you and having up-leveled and washed away the devil. All right. Now on the Divine Masculine side, for the Emperor, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. And for me, in this energy of this reading, this is a Divine Masculine who is actively, see, he's got his 8 pentacles, he's busy, he's working. But for me, these 2 pentacles here means that he is in balance and he has set aside a share of his work to share with his Divine Feminine. There's just going to be extra. There'll be abundance for them. Because with the 8 and the 2, we have the 10. So the Emperor is being clarified by sharing and by a beautiful continuing to work on and also having the set aside here. This is wonderful. So we have the 8, the 2 moving to the 8. That's a 10. That's abundance. Now clarifying the moon, We have the Four of Wands, stability, home, family, material stability that's made with passion and creativity. That's wonderful. And here we have the King of Cups. Now, interestingly, in this card, the King of Cups has his cup of love, but he also has his rod. And I could talk to you more about, again, what the rod signifies in terms of spirituality. But you may have heard, in passing in your lifetime, you may have heard part of the prayer, "Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." Well, that has a lot to do with what this rod really means in terms of earth, air, water, and fire. The rod of fire. And some of you may know that Moses had a rod that had magical powers. But they weren't magical powers, they were elemental powers that Moses was gifted with the ability to use. So here we have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups with his love and his wand or rod of power is in balance with the dark side energies of the moon, the deeply emotional side of the divine feminine, and he's creating a safe space to live, for the divine feminine to live within him, a stable and safe place, within his heart and within his life. If that's the contract that some of you have, and you may be doing some really cool projects together with a King of Cups, who's a hard worker also. It's got the Emperor out here. And building something will be fun. And building something will also come with inspiration from the beautiful intuition side of ourselves. So this is a King of Cups who is absolutely aligned with his own and feminine side intuition. That's pretty nice. Now let's see what the world, what are the energies that are clarifying this movement into a new world, this movement into 5D. That's what this reading is about. This is our transition. Many of us are ready and we're doing it. And there are new people arriving at that stepping off place every day. All right, so first off, clarifying the world, we have the Tower, and I think nothing could be clearer to all of us who are still observing what's going on in the unraveling of the three-dimensional construct. We can see that this Tower moment is taking place on the individual level, on the community level, and on the global world stage. And this is a really dynamic time. And many of us are feeling this abrupt and sudden challenges and changes. And then we have the opportunity to resist falling into fear. And I think that's kind of why the devil is here. He's like, hey, I'll catch you. You don't want to fall all the way through that into a new world, into the 5D. You don't want to fall. You don't want to fall. Look at this. Look how the 5D feminine is ready to reach up and catch this falling masculine being. Isn't that stunning? Look at that. She's got all four species of creation here, and they're lifting her up, and she's ready to catch this masculine energy. I'm really kind of gaga, or just noticed that, and I spent some time meditating and looking at these cards as they come out. So we have the Tower moment, and many of you know that the Tower is a powerful, powerful, powerful card of change for your highest evolution. And what stops it from being changed for your highest evolution is when you fall into fear instead of falling into grace. Into the world of grace, forgiveness, compassion. Yeah? All right. Where did I put the Tower? Okay, the world and then the Tower. And then we have out the Two of Swords, and this is the decision. This is the decision that you have to make in a blind flash of a moment, right? Whether you're going to be caught by compassion and grace and forgiveness and move into the 5D, or whether you're going to make the choice to be returned to the devil and the dominion of the devil in the 3D. Here's your choice point right here. This is it. This is the energy we're in. You're falling. This is happening. The Tower is happening to you. It's your moment to choose. And you can look at the beautiful energy that is surrounding the basis on which you're making this choice. Yeah? The Emperor, the Empress, Justice, the Moon, the Lovers, Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Is this a difficult choice? I don't think so, but your habituated fear may make it feel like a difficult choice. So this is the work of consciousness that you may be interacting with over this full moon period, is making your choice. Are you going 5D or are you staying 3D? Okay, next out we have Strength. Okay, so you're getting the strength to make this choice. You have the strength. The strength is all over this board. You have the strength of the inner archetypes of the divine feminine. You have the strength of the beautiful inner archetypal energy of the divine masculine. You have the Emperor, the Empress, Justice, and the Moon out here, and dragon energy and the Phoenix, and the Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Cups, and the Four of Wands, and the Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles, and the Lovers, and the Nine of... You have plenty of strength with which to make this choice and to let yourself fall. Fall out of your ego mind, fall out of jealousy, fall out of envy, fall out of hate, fall out of the wound of abandonment and rejection. Fall out of all of that and allow the new fifth dimensional world to catch you and hold you and deliver you safely. Deliver you safely. All right. And then we got to ask, okay, what's the next card? I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Deliver you safely. Deliver you safely from this Tower moment into the sun. The sun that is shining and illumined the many central suns that are part of the fifth dimensional experience. So this is beautiful. You have a lot of support right now to make this choice. Okay, and next we have out Yes. So this is beautiful. The sun comes out and you recognize your strength, the sun, and you go from the Two of Swords to the Ace of Swords, and you're making your decision. You're making your choice. You're making your choice over the course of this full moon, how you are going to move ahead in your union and into your 5D life. as an ascending human being. My goodness. Ooh. So that is pretty beautiful. And I don't feel that this reading needs any further clarification. Seems pretty clear to me, and I'm just so grateful that these energies are showing up for us in this way at this time, and that we have a community in which we can do these sort of mini art installations that are our card readings, our art and spirit and heart matter installations, that are these beautiful little mini moments of tiny little worlds being created for us as we move through this sacred union journey. It's fun for me. I mean, I do so many other things with my day, but I have to say, as I'm not creating a lot of new art right now, this has been fun for me to dive into these cards. And we do have Flamingo, embrace the in-between. And we have Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. But I do want to just see what my own card creations, guidance cards have to say if I bring them together in a shuffle. Let's just see what we get. Mix them up a little bit. See if anything wants to pop out. Do we have any additional guidance for this reading? Ooh, okay. We have this card and heart resonance. And we have this card, clean it up. Cool. And maybe there'll be one more. Let's see if there's one more. Oh, there we go. Okay, here's our one more. And our one more is hear it. So this is the sound of all of this beautiful energy moving into life, into your life, into our collective life, and hearing this primal sound of truth. Yeah, we're going to all be given the opportunity to hear it, to choose it, to know it, to live it, to experience it in a beautiful container of conscious awareness and love, soul evolution. Oh, well, thank you, my cards, my Angel Bee cards, my Gaia card deck, as I call it. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching, and till next time.